Dear students, welcome to another session of Conversation in English. Today we are going to learn about body stance. Today's topic is in continuation of what we learned in our previous session. So please take out your Conversational English textbook of second semester and refer to the first unit. Please check the topic body stance. Dear students, in our previous session, we had studied what is body stance, why is it important, and how body stance helps in creating a positive or negative image of the speaker among the audience. We had also studied few body stances which people use while speaking. In this session, we will continue with the remaining body stances. The first body stance for today is placing fingertips together. Please look at the image of the person. Look at his fingers. His fingertips are joined together and they are pointing upwards. It is looking like an inverted V. This is called stippling or placing fingertips together to demonstrate control or authority. This is one of the body language examples that bosses or other authority figures show that they are in control. So students, this body stance is used by a person who is in control. For example, if in your family or in our family, if we see our father normally controls the family, so he is the boss of the family. So whenever our father or our boss speaks, he can use this body stance. He can use this body stance to show that he is controlling everything. Similar thing is also applicable in any organization. The owner of the organization is the boss and he controls everything. So whenever he is talking to his employees or his subordinates, he can use this body stance to show that he is the one who is taking all the decisions and he is in control. Students, the next body stance is open palms facing upwards. Please look at the image of the person. Look at his palms. They are open and they are facing upwards. This gesture is a sign of honesty, sincerity, submission and innocence. This is how some people show submission and respect during church worship. So students, a person who wants to show that he is honest, sincere and innocent, he will use this gesture. Some people in the church, you know who goes to church? People from the Christianity community. They go to church and when they are praying in the church, they show submission to God. They use this gesture. I think you have learned this gesture before also in our first class of conversational English. So students, use this gesture when you want to show that you are honest, sincere, you are submitting to something and you are innocent. Dear students, the next body stance is head in hands. Please look at the image of the person here. The person is covering his face with his hands. The body language meaning of this gesture may be that of boredom, being upset or being ashamed. So one does not want to show their face. So students, normally people who are bored or who are upset, that is they are not happy or they are being ashamed, that is they are feeling shameful for doing something wrong, they use this body stance to cover their face. So basically they don't want to show their face to the world or to the people outside. So that is the reason they use this body stance to using their hands to cover their face. So it means they are bored, they are upset and they don't want to face anyone at that point of time. And they want to be hidden from the rest of the world. Dear students, the next body stance is locking of ankles. Look at the image on the left. Look at the person's ankles. They are locked. By locked I mean both the ankles are crossed. His legs are crossed. Whether you are sitting or standing, when your ankles are locked, you are communicating apprehension or nervousness. That is, a person who is keeping his ankles locked while talking to anyone, it means that the person is apprehensive. Apprehension means to be in anxiety or in fear of something bad happening, or he is nervous. So students, whenever you see any person keeping his ankles locked and talking to you, you should make out that that person is nervous or he is afraid of something bad which is going to happen very soon. Dear students, the next body stance is stroking of chin or beard. Please look at the image of the person on your left. The person is keeping his fingers on his chin and he is rubbing his chin, or he is like rubbing his beard. This body stance communicates that one is in deep thought. This action is often done unintentionally when one is trying to come up with some decision. So students, whenever anyone is trying to think or he is in deep thought, normally people, they do this kinds of body stance. And this body stance is done unintentionally. That is, you don't realize that you were stroking your chin or your beard. And people who are trying to make any decision or trying to decide on something, they unintentionally do this body stance. Dear students, the next body stance is ear pulling. Look at the image of the woman on the left. The woman is pulling her ear with her fingers. Pulling an earlobe can mean one is trying to make a decision but remains indecisive about something. Dear students, once you start working, I think you will see a lot of customers projecting this body stance when they are trying to buy something. Any customer who goes to a shop to buy a dress, and suppose the customer is unable to decide which dress to buy, maybe the customer is okay with the design but not okay with which color to go for, or similarly the customer may be okay with the color but not okay with the design, and there is possibility that the customer at that point of time will display this body stance where he or she will pull her earlobe. So whenever you see any person doing this, you should make out that the person is trying to make a decision but he or she is not confident on what decision he or she should take. Dear students, the next body stance is head nodding. This gesture usually signifies agreement or bowing, a submissive gesture that shows one is going along with another person's opinion. Dear students, I believe you all are very familiar with this body gesture, and I think all of you use it in the classroom. Whenever the teacher is explaining anything to you, and if you understand, you always nod your head. Now, head nodding is of two types. One is like nodding your head forward and backward, which means yes, whereas nodding your head or shaking your head from right to left or left to right, that is no. So students, I think you all are very familiar with this gesture, as we all use this gesture whenever we want to show that we are agreeing with something or we are not agreeing with something. Dear students, the next body stance is length picking. So students, do you know what is length? Length is very fine fiber of cloth. Normally length is found on our shirt or pant or any clothes we wear, and we always pick and remove the length. Look at the image of the person here. The person is trying to remove something from his shirt using his fingernails. So basically he is trying to remove the length which is stuck to his shirt. So length appears when we wash our shirt or pant or wash our clothes or we iron them. So after like repeated washes or after repeated ironing, length appears on our shirt. Speaking of imaginary length is another one of the body language examples of displacement gestures, which one uses to show disapproval of the attitudes or opinions of others. This action makes one look away from the other person while doing some irrelevant action. So students, If you are explaining something to a person and the person is not interested or he is not ready to accept what you are saying, there is possibility that the person will be picking lint from his dress. So this gesture means that the person is not attentive, he doesn't want to listen to what you are saying, or he is not agreeing to what you are saying. So by picking lint, he will show that he is not interested in what you are saying, or what you are telling him to do, and he is trying to show you that he is doing something more important, or he is busy doing something else. So this happens when sometimes someone comes to us and gives us an idea or asks us to do something, and we are not interested in doing so. We may show them that we are picking lint, and by that we may try to indicate that we are not interested in what he is saying. Dear students, the next body stance is catapult posture. Students, tell me how many of you have used catapult in your life. I have used it a lot when I was a kid. I used to use it for hunting birds, drive away stray dogs or cats. I loved using catapult, and I loved hitting different things using it. I believe all of you might have also used catapult once or twice in your life. So now look at the image of the person on the left. Here the person is keeping his hands on his head and his legs are on the table. So this seated person of hands on hip meal posture with hands behind the head and elbows pointed out is used to intimidate or show a relaxed attitude, thus giving a false sense of security before an ambush is made. So students, whenever you see any person sitting in this posture, you should make out that this person is trying to show that he is very relaxed, he doesn't have any tension or he doesn't have any fear. Everything is going great for him. Everything is going according to plan, he doesn't have any worries. But this gesture or this body stance can be fake, or the person may project that he is very relaxed, he doesn't have any tension, but in reality, very soon something very bad or something very catastrophic is going to happen. So this kind of gesture is normally shown by people who want to show that they are relaxed, they don't fear anything, and everything is great for them, even though in reality that may not be the case. Dear students, the next body stance is lowered head. Please look at the image of the person on your left. I want you to identify this person. He is a world famous sports person. Please do let me know once you identify him. Now in this picture, the person is looking down. This indicates one is hiding something. When you lower your head while you are being complimented, you may be showing shyness, shame, or timidity. It may also convey that you are keeping distance from another person, showing disbelief or thinking to yourself. So students, whenever people show this body stance, it means that they are feeling shy, or they are ashamed of something, or they feel very small. It may also show that they are trying to keep themselves away from something. Suppose, for example, some very controversial topic comes up in a discussion. At that time we see some people lowering their head. In that case, it means that those people don't want to take part in the discussion, which is a controversial one. This body stance also means that the person wants to keep himself away from some other people. It also shows that the person is showing disbelief, or the person is thinking something and is occupied with his thoughts. So students, whenever you see any person showing this body stance while you are talking to him or while you are in a discussion, please recall that this person might be feeling ashamed, or he is feeling very small, or he is thinking something, or he is showing disbelief, or he is trying to keep himself away from the discussion. Dear students, the next body stance is standing straight with shoulders back. Please look at the image of this person on the left. This posture shows one is feeling confident and is often accompanied by walking with brisk strides. So dear students, whenever you see a person standing in this posture, it means that the person is very confident, and this person is also going to walk pretty fast. By brisk strides, we mean to say the person is going to walk fast. So a person who is confident normally stands in this posture, and his walk is also little bit faster compared to people who are not confident or who are low on confidence. Dear students, the next body stance is one-sided head tilt. Please look at the image of the person here. Look at his head. It is tilted on one side. Tilting the head suggests that one is listening with interest in what others are saying. So students, whenever someone is very interested in listening to what others are saying, or he is so much absorbed in listening, there is possibility that his head will tilt. I believe whenever we are taking your classes, you all students should also tilt your head in this way. But don't try to fake it to show that you are interested in what we are saying. So students, whenever you see any person tilting his head in this way, when they are listening to something, you should make out that that person is very much interested in what the speaker is saying. Dear students, the next body stance is overly tilted head. Please look at this image. Here the lady is tilting her head, but the head tilt is a little bit more compared to the previous slide. Also, the lady here is smiling. Let us read the first point from the slide. This may be a sign of sympathy, playfulness, or flirtation when accompanied by a smile. So students, whenever you talk to any person and the person tilts his or her head a little bit more, overly tilts his or her head, and also at the same time the person smiles, you should make out that the person is trying to be sympathetic towards you, or the person is playing with you, or the person is trying to flirt with you. Also, depending on the eyebrow or mouth gestures, a tilted head may mean that the person is confused or the person is challenging someone. So students, if you are speaking to any person and the person is showing this body gesture, there is possibility that the person is confused with what you are saying, or maybe the person is challenging what you are saying. That is, the person is not agreeing with your thought. Dear students, the next body stance is looking down and away from the body. So students, please look at this image. Look at the lady here. She is looking down and she is looking away from the body. This body stance may indicate guilt or shame. That is, if you are talking to any person and the person starts to look down, and the person starts to look down and away from his or her body, it means that the person is feeling ashamed, or he or she is feeling guilty. That is, the person might have done something which he or she feels is wrong, and that is the reason he or she is feeling guilty or ashamed. Dear students, with this we have completed learning all facial expressions, body gestures, and body stances. After learning all this, I want to ask you a question. What is a good stance while speaking? So your answer should be, a good stance when speaking involves an open stance with arms and legs uncrossed and open palm. This conveys that the speaker is honest and displays security and self-confidence. So students, I believe you remember what is an open stance. I had explained this to you in my first presentation. Dear students, please look at this image of President Obama. Look at his arms. He is having an open stance. That is, his arms are wide open and the palms are facing the audience. Students, when you are talking to any audience or any gathering, always try to have an open stance like Mr. Obama here. It will show that you are confident, you are honest, and you believe in what you are saying. So students, with this, I am winding up this session. Hope you have learned a lot about body stances and you will apply those body stances when you are speaking. Please do let me know if you have any questions or queries or any suggestions. Also, I will see you again later with another topic. Till then, have a great time. Thank you.